Following World War II, the British military was on the lookout for a versatile and compact helicopter that would fulfill an ambitious concept for its time. An observation and reconnaissance rotorcraft capable of conducting missions from routine training to urgent evacuation, even in the toughest conditions. The Saunders-Roe Skeeter emerged as a small but rugged vehicle that soon gained the attention of the British and beyond, with its sturdy steel-tube fuselage, wooden-bladed, fabric-covered rotor, and reliable engine. Soon, what started as a pioneering endeavor became a crucial part of the history of British aviation, even venturing into the realm of rocket propulsion. In the 1950s, the British military developed a keen interest in the potential applications of compact helicopters for observation and aerial reconnaissance purposes, so the British Ministry of Supply issued a specific requirement for a cost-effective two-seat helicopter that could effectively carry out tasks such as reconnaissance, casualty evacuation, and training missions. Notably, this set of specifications was ambitious, calling for the helicopter to maintain high speeds and rapid climb rates, even under challenging tropical conditions. Another unique demand was for the helicopter to be transportable on a standard Army 3-ton truck, imposing clear limitations on its size and design. Additionally, the proposed light helicopter needed to have an endurance of at least 1 hour and be capable of transporting light cargo like fuel, tools, and injured soldiers on stretchers. Although a rear-facing observer's seat was discussed, it was later discarded in the revised versions. During this period, the emergence of newly developed gas turbine engines was getting the attention of helicopter designers and potential users, prompting the British Army to include this engine type as a requirement. This led to a diverse range of submissions from various contenders. Among these, Fairey Aviation presented their ultralight helicopter, utilizing tip-jet propulsion. Bristol Aeroplane Company proposed the Type 190. Percival Aircraft introduced a ducted rotor concept. Short Brothers suggested the larger Short SB-8, and Austrian-born helicopter pioneer Raoul Hafner presented an innovative ramjet-powered idea. Standing out with a well-developed design, Fairey Aviation secured a contract from the ministry to build 4 prototype aircraft for testing and demonstration purposes, and independently chose to construct an additional 2 rotorcraft as part of a private venture. Meanwhile, Saunders-Roe offered a smaller version of the Skeeter. The origins of the Skeeter helicopter can be traced back to a time before Saunders-Roe, extending to the Sierva Company. During quieter periods in the development of their larger Air Horse project, the innovative minds at Sierva turned their attention to creating the Skeeter prototypes, cleverly borrowing components whenever possible to keep costs in check. In 1947, the Sierva Autogyro Company began a new project called the W-14 Skeeter, originally envisioned as a compact and versatile 2-seater helicopter. Promising as it was, it portended potential applications ranging from civilian use to military aerial observation. Initially, the Skeeter was powered by a single 110-horsepower Jameson FF1 air-cooled, horizontally opposed piston engine, an experimental choice that underscored Sierva's adventurous spirit. The culmination of their efforts came on October 10, 1948, when the first prototype Skeeter took to the skies at Eastleigh Airfield. However, initial flight trials revealed a power deficiency, attributed partly to the experimental engine's proneness to overheating. In response, the team developed an improved version, the Mark II Skeeter. The upgraded model was equipped with the more reliable de Havilland Gypsy Major 10 engine, providing a substantial 145 horsepower. With an increased rotor diameter and a slightly longer tail boom with circular instead of a triangular cross-section, the Mark II Skeeter made its maiden flight in late 1949. Still, subsequent powered tests unveiled yet another challenge: pronounced ground resonance issues. Regrettably, the problems perplexed Sierva's experts. Thus, on June 26, 1950, the Mark II Skeeter met its end during ground testing, highlighting the difficulties faced by the team. Amidst these setbacks, the British Ministry of Supply signaled their interest by placing an order for 3 improved Skeeter helicopters from Sierva, intended for thorough evaluation by both the British Army Air Corps, or AAC, and the Royal Navy. Before any of the 3 rotorcraft were finished, competing company Saunders-Roe took over Sierva's helicopter projects, including its contracts and development work. In the aftermath of World War II, the popularity of flying boats dwindled, prompting Saunders-Roe to explore new avenues within the aircraft industry. In January 1951, they took a significant step by acquiring the Sierva Company, a move aimed at establishing a presence in the field of rotary wing aircraft. By the time the ministry had called for proposals in March 1953, the Skeeter Mark IIIB helicopter with a Blackburn Bombardier engine was ready for testing. Therefore, the Blackburn Bombardier engine Skeeter Mark IIIB underwent a transfer to the Aeroplane and Armament Experimental Establishment. Still, subsequent tests revealed persistent underpowered performance and unresolved issues pertaining to ground resonance, which had been encountered earlier. These deficiencies served as the basis for the suspension of official support for the rotorcraft. In response to this setback, Saunders-Roe initiated an extensive series of tests funded by the company itself, featuring a tailor-made rig. The next phase of development involved a more theoretical analysis, all geared towards identifying both the root causes of the resonance issue and potential solutions. Thus, the Skeeter underwent a process of refinement through a series of experimental prototypes. As a result of these developments, the AAC showed interest and subsequently placed an order for 64 examples. By 1956, the Skeeter found its place within the ranks of the Army Air Corps as an aerial observation post, or AOP, effectively supplanting the use of fixed-wing Austers for this purpose. Despite its relatively underpowered and somewhat primitive configuration, characterized by its heavy gypsy engine and fabric-covered wooden main rotor blades, the Skeeter played a pivotal role in introducing the AAC to the realm of helicopters, and its operational tenure would endure well into the 1960s. The Skeeter, a compact helicopter, boasted a tough all-metal steel tube fuselage and a tailboom section, a main rotor sporting 3 metal and wood blades covered in fabric. This made it extremely agile. It offered 2 seats, dual controls being a standard in all versions, making it a perfect training aircraft. The layout was standard helicopter fare: a single piston engine powered by a 3-bladed main rotor and a tail rotor at the end of the tail boom. The main rotor's blades combined steel tube spars with wooden elements, a combo that made them strong and reliable without breaking the bank. An alternative metal alloy blade brought enhanced aerodynamics. The landing gear was versatile, with a tricycle undercarriage supporting interchangeable wheels and brakes, though skids were tested too. Inside the cockpit, enclosed by clear perspex, 2 crew members could fit snugly. The lightweight alloy structure took the strain, handling the equipment and crew weight, while the nose housed both the aircraft's weight and the forces experienced during maneuvers and landings. Beneath the main rotor were the engine and a fuel tank. A sturdy steel frame held them in place. A clever mechanism transmitted power to the tail rotor, adjusted easily by pilots. The cooling system was carefully designed, with an intake on the side, channeling air to the de Havilland Gypsy Major engine. This all added up to a remarkable fuel efficiency. While the Skeeter 4, the Royal Navy version, was fairly similar to its predecessor, it wouldn't be until the apparition of the Skeeter 5 that the model would really make progress. The company took a step further by developing 2 Skeeter 5 prototypes as private ventures, which also utilized Bombardier engines. Nevertheless, they marked a significant improvement, being the first in the series to overcome the ground resonance issues that had plagued the earlier prototypes. Building on top of this success, 3 Skeeter 6 prototypes with 183 horsepower Gypsy Major 30 engines were commissioned by the government. Notably, in 1956, the Skeeter 5 models were also upgraded to incorporate the 200 horsepower Gypsy Major 201 engines. After a protracted period of approximately 10 years dedicated to development efforts, production models of the Saunders-Roe Skeeter finally embarked on their operational journey in 1957, entering service with both the British Army Air Corps and the Royal Air Force. The diminutive Saunders-Roe Skeeter made its inaugural appearance in the ranks of the British Army Air Corps in 1958. Following the pre-service trials with the Skeeter 6 prototypes, initial production orders were issued for 2 fundamentally similar versions equipped with the Gypsy Major 200 engine. These models were the Skeeter 6A, designated as the AOP Mark 10 for the Army Air Corps, and the Skeeter 6B, known as the T Mark 11 for the Royal Air Force. Subsequent orders were placed for the Skeeter 7A and 7B. These variations mainly differed in their use of 215 horsepower Gypsy Major 215 engines. Interestingly, the Skeeter 7 also garnered limited international interest, as the Federal German Army and Navy ordered 11 and 4 units respectively, under the designation Skeeter Mark 50 and Skeeter Mark 51. The German variants had a main rotor of 9.75 meters in diameter and could attain a maximum speed of 267 kilometers per hour. The final iteration, the Skeeter 8, was essentially a modified version of the Skeeter 7, tailored for commercial operation. While 3 Skeeter 8s were constructed for certificate of airworthiness tests, no civil orders materialized. The production of Skeeter aircraft concluded in 1960, by which time Saunders-Roe had become part of the Westland Group. A total of 77 Skeeter aircraft were manufactured. In the early operational stages, several Skeeter prototypes were employed to assess various technological innovations. These included experimenting with a supercharged Gypsy major engine, a Blackburn turbo shaft turbine, and a Napier rocket-powered tip drive system. Efforts to enhance the power of the Skeeter were driven by limitations in the Gypsy major engine. 2 solutions emerged. De Havilland developed a turbo supercharger, while D. Napier & Son designed an alternative rocket-powered rotor boost system. The Napier NRE-19 system involved a rocket powered by high-test peroxide that reacted at blade tip nozzles due to catalyst contact. This system was integrated into 2 Skeeter 6 helicopters, later redesignated as Skeeter 6 Mod after modifications. The rocket setup consisted of a hemispherical HTP tank positioned on the rotor head, with pipes running through the rotor blades to catalyst chambers and rocket nozzles located at each blade tip. Producing thrust of 22.5 pounds for 15 minutes, with an HTP consumption rate of 1 imperial gallon per minute, the process resulted in a 67 horsepower increase in rotor power, significantly enhancing the vertical climb rate. Notably, the entire system weighed less than 30 pounds. Despite successful flight trials showcasing the system's efficacy, it was ultimately discarded due to logistical complexities associated with using HTP during both peacetime and military operations. In scenarios requiring a single crew member, the Skeeter showcased its potential for casualty evacuation by accommodating stretchers on each side of the cabin. Overall, there were around 50 Skeeter helicopters utilized by British services. Among these, the AOP-12 variants were predominantly deployed at the Army Air Corps Training School, while the RAF T-13s were assigned to the Central Flying School and No. 651 Squadron. In July 1961, 10 German Skeeters were transferred to the Força Aérea Portuguesa, where they remained operational until 1968. By 1960, production of the Skeeter helicopters ceased, and the rotary wing activities of Saunders-Roe had been acquired by the Westland Group.